Yeah, what's good? What's going on, man? It's your boy AC though, back with another one for y'all. Big shout out to everybody that subscribed to the channel. I appreciate everybody, man. I appreciate all the love and support, man. So I had something that came across my desk last week. I want to say first and foremost, big shout out to a mentor of mine, June Archer. Yes, a mentor of mine. He played a significant role in inspiring and motivating me at a period in my life where I was finding my identity as an artist and how I wanted to market and brand myself. And I've had certain conversations with him, and he just gave me a lot of great words of wisdom, and what type of brands and what type of circle I need to surround myself around, just really good advice. And I took that advice and ran with it. And for me, I was able to accomplish a lot of the goals that I set for myself as a music artist, and also as just a brand. And he played a he's one of the people that played a huge significant role in that. So I always want to give my respects and salute and credit to June Archer. He's a pillar. He's a huge person in the industry, music industry per se. But when it comes to Connecticut and the New England scene, June is that guy. He's like our Diddy or our Russell Simmons, I would say. Like, if you're trying to make something happen in the music industry, or if you're trying to get in contact with a certain individual, June is that guy. Labels or DJs from other states want to reach out and they want to know about a certain artist or a certain DJ or somebody that's making noise within the state or the city. June Archer is one of those guys that people are going to reach out to and see if you've been doing what you need to be doing. See if you've been doing part of what you need to be doing to granted that attention, So I always want to give, my roses and respects to him. I seen all the commotion, man. I mean, y'all see the title, man. Basically, they had June Archer along with the Connecticut Historical Society. They merged together to form a music exhibit in Connecticut. And basically, they were highlighting all the important figures that played a role in the Connecticut scene when it comes to the music, to promoters, to brands, to anybody that played a significant role to enhance and pretty much push the culture forward when it comes to entertainment in the music industry. They made a list. I'm not sure exactly what the number was as far as if it was a top 50 or top 100. I tried to do my due diligence and get as much information on the list as I could. And from what I gathered from the list, from what I saw, it was about a total about 50, 60 names per se. But they pretty much highlighted a lot of people that played a lot of big roles. And they, whether they're new or they're from back in the day, they're all important. They all played a significant role into creating certain energy to the Connecticut scene, whether it's music or entertainment. So I thought that was extremely dope, for them to put this together and induct this list into the museum, the Connecticut the Connecticut Historical Library and Museum. I believe it's located on Elizabeth Street in Hartford, Connecticut. Now, I was told that the list was only up for a couple of days and then they actually removed it. From what I've been hearing, there's going to be some additional add-ons. I guess they're still putting this list together. But in all, the list that they did present was brought, to social media. Now, like myself, I don't live in the Connecticut area, but it was brought to my attention. Now, my only thing with this list, they definitely highlighted a lot of important people and a lot of people that necessarily don't get the roses and the praise that they should get. They definitely got on this list. So I never want to make it seem like I'm shading or taking away because this certain person was on the list and this person wasn't. I'm just simply stating my opinion as a fellow native from Connecticut and a fellow artist myself. And I'm pretty sure I speak for a lot of people that were left out off the list. I don't know if it was for personal reasons. I don't know if the list was accumulated for June Archer's personal list. From what I understand, this was a collective effort. There was numerous of people that sat at a round table and pretty much, you know, they had a couple names that they brought to the table, and those names were pretty much incorporated into the list. You know, I don't think one individual would pretty much remember all of these names. You know, some of these names I forgot about myself. You know, and it happens. You know, that's why I feel like when you're gonna do a list like this, of this magnitude, especially somebody of your significance like June Archer, if you ain't gonna do it right, don't do it at all. You know what I mean? I saw the backlash. A lot of the backlash he was getting, I understood the frustration. I don't really respect the disrespect, you know, calling a man not his name. You know, I thought it was very immature. And there's ways to go about it, like this, getting on the camera and pretty much voicing how you feel, you know, without being disrespectful, just pretty much, you know, giving your personal opinion on how you feel the list should have been presented to the public, you know. And this is pretty much what I'm doing. I'm just saying, for me as a fellow artist, I felt like, I'm only speaking for myself, I feel like I should have been on the list, you know, along with other names that I'm going to mention as well. But just speaking for myself, you know, like I said, I have a personal relationship with June Archer. I haven't spoken to him in quite a bit of years, but for the years that I was doing music in the Connecticut area, you can't deny the hard work and the buzz that I created for myself. You know, I went through, you know, a couple of different phases from, if you know me, you know, Young P, Bellevue P, then, you know, Ace is Working, you know. So I went through different, you know, moments in my career where I was finding myself as an artist. You know, I've collaborated and worked with a lot of the greats, you know, from Connecticut. You name them, I've worked with them, or I've been on tour, I've done shows with them. So I've been extremely blessed and fortunate, you know, to have a really, really great career. You know, traveled the whole entire tri-state area, the South, the West Coast. I've made a lot of great relationships. I've worked with a lot of brands, Douce, Puma, you know. I've done a lot, man, and I've helped a lot of people as well. You know, I've given back. I've helped. I've put certain people in position. I've shared resources. You know, so I definitely feel like I've definitely contribute to the culture of Connecticut. And I'm gonna be real. You know, I definitely felt, you know, some type of way that, you know, my name wasn't mentioned along with my peers. You know, and I understand, you know, from, like I said, I don't know if this is true or not. You know, I put up a post and a couple people, you know, salute to them, they DM'd me and was explaining some of the information about the list and how it was put together, and that they are going to continue to add more to this list up to 2025. My only thing is, if the list isn't complete, don't put the list out, you know, because if you're not tapped in, or if it's a round table of certain individuals and certain people have certain agendas, which, you know, people are going to be biased, which is nothing wrong with that, but you definitely want to have some type of integrity with the list as well, you know. And I'm just going to just, you know, just give a few names, you know. Like I sat a couple days, man, and like I said, I don't know if these people are on the list. Like I said, I tried to do my due diligence and get a copy of the entire list, because there was numerous of pictures floating around the internet. But I'm just going to give a couple names and flowers to a couple individuals that I feel like should have been on the list, man. I'm gonna start with Vaughn from the Track House. Now, if you really been in this CT music scene, you know the Track House. You know about Vaughn. Vaughn was a huge piece to the culture, to the DVDs, to the mixtapes. Back when mixtapes and DVDs was popping. You know, if you are a new artist and you know, trying to put a project, an album, or EP together, you went to the Track House. You went and saw Vaughn. You went and got your CDs pressed up. I mean, I feel like he should have been on the list, you know, just from the marketing and, you know, in the branding aspect of things. I feel like he should have definitely been on the list. I didn't see his name on the list. I feel like he should have been on the list. DJ Kareem, shout out to DJ Kareem. You can't take away from what this man did at a young age. You know, back when I was, like I said, when I was doing music crazy, when the club scenes was popping downtown Hartford, Up on the Rocks, Club Blue, 960, Arcadia, New Britain, Nights of Columbus. You had so many venues, and DJ Kareem was that guy. Like, if you was a rapper like myself back then, up and coming, you had to have a relationship with Kareem. Kareem had ties with DJ Craig G, Hot 93.7. You know, he had ties with different local radio stations, college shows, and things of that nature. Like, Kareem, man, yo, Kareem did a lot, bro. He did a lot, especially for like the whole all ages. Like, that whole wave, like, Kareem had it on Smash. So I feel like he definitely should have been on this. I didn't see his name. Another one, DJ Big Ty, you know. DJ Big Ty was another big pillar back then in the whole circuit of the Connecticut region as a DJ, you know, killing the Club Blues, the 960s, you know what I'm saying, Club Zone, you know, being affiliated with G Unit, you know, giving opportunities to artists like myself and others, you know. He was a big influence, man. And he was responsible for a lot of the pop-ups from a lot of G Unit artists, you know what I'm saying, that came down to Connecticut. So you got to give props to DJ Big Ty for his influence. Banger Bandanas. Shout out to Banger Bandanas, man. Yo, I don't care what nobody say. He's one of the legends, man. Like, this dude, you know, he been through it all. You know, he's one of the first ones, and I can say this, we put on, you know, me and my cousins back in the day. Shout out to Ron the Barber, Supreme Clientele Cuts, man. If y'all remember Supreme Clientele Cuts on Main Street, we put together the first battle. I don't know if anybody else did it, but I don't remember seeing anything. We shot the first battle. Shout out to my brother, Legendary Quinn. Battle, Banger Bandanas in the barbershop. We had Smooth Haynes at the time, Oscar Black as a judge. We had a couple people in the building. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy. We had the whole entire barbershop packed. You know what I'm saying? We did a couple battles. We did one with Gold and Banger Bandanas. So Banger Bandanas got a lot of like highlights, and he's a part of a lot of great moments in the Connecticut culture, man. So shout out to him. I feel like he should have been on the list. I feel like Snacks should have been on the list. Snacks got a lot of underground hit records, you know, that was like when like the MySpace and, you know, the Hulk Share, SoundCloud era was really popping. Like, Snacks was killing it. He was doing like 10, 15,000 views. You know what I'm saying? Like, Sex in the Shower is a classic. Like, I think that's the name of the record, but he got records, man. I feel like Snacks should have been on the list. I feel like my brother, Legendary Quinn, no bias, should have been on the list. You know, Quinn did a lot. Quinn is a part of a lot of things as far as his branding with Legendary. You know, he was one of the first artists I ever seen do a movie premiere for his music video documentary. My man rented out the whole entire movie theater, sold tickets, sold merch. Like, that's the type of shit that I'm talking about, motivating and inspiring the community, man. He showed a lot of people, man, like, yo, you can do this on your own. You don't need a big conglomerate. You can do this, you know? So I feel like he should have definitely been on the list. My man Kurt, man. My man Kurt from Upgrade ENT should have been on the list. Back, like I said, back then when the all ages was popping, when I was 18, 19, running around in the clubs, KT was that guy, man. He had the whole club scene on Smash. He was one of the promoters that had it on Smash. Brought numerous artists like Max B, so many, French Montana, like myself, one of them, like, shout out to Kurt, but I'm gonna say this. First ones to bring the whole Coke wave, French and Max. I did their first show. Me and my cousins, we did their first show at Arcadia, New Britain. Do your research. They got a DVD. We on the DVD. You know what I'm saying? Another pillar, another part of history that a lot of people probably don't remember or know about. But shout out to Kurt, man. Kurt need his flowers, man. He did a lot, bro, for the entertainment scene, the club scene, the music scene, putting artists on. He did a lot, man. I feel like he definitely should have been on the list. My man Big Spade from the Ville, he should have definitely been on the list. You know, shout out to Jerry. Jerry was on the list, but why wasn't Spade on the list? You know, they were partners. Spade was just as important as Jerry was. So I thought he should have definitely been on the list for his contribution. Huffy. Why isn't Huffy on the list? You know, I see a lot of Hartford legends that definitely should have been on the list, but I feel like Huffy definitely should have been on the list for his momentum and his buzz, what he had back in the day, like crazy. Like he was killing the shows, the consistency with putting out projects. Like Huffy had the type of buzz where like you didn't even hear his music, but you knew the name. You know, and then when you did hear his music, you're like, yo, this dude is talented. Man, come on, man. You gotta have Huffy. Shout out to Joe Banger. Joe Banger, I feel like should have definitely been on the list. He's another individual, talented artist. You know, rebranded himself. He has a fire clothing line, 1990 something. You know, I feel like he definitely shouldn't have been on the list. Pardon me. My man Chris, man. If you don't know my man Chris from Bloomfield, he's responsible for a lot of the flyers, man, back in the day. It's probably still does flyers now. I haven't talked to him for a while, but he's responsible, man, for a lot of the West Indian parties. Like I said, the all ages parties. If you needed a mixtape, you needed flyers done, like a 24, 48-hour turnaround, my man was doing that. He was driving to New York, getting flyers and getting mixtape covers, business cards, and coming back. Like, I feel like he was a huge, huge pillar back then, man. He definitely should have been on the list. My man Ty from Waterbury, man. Shout out to my man Ty. He's another promoter that was doing a lot of big shows, collaborating with a lot of promoters from the Hartford area as well. He was doing a lot of shows in the New Haven area. I feel like he definitely should have been on the list. Shout out to my brother Juice of all trades, man. If you're not familiar with Juice, man, Juice from Middletown, he was an engineer slash producer. I worked with him early on in my career, and he was an individual that was hungry, bro. Hungry, grinded, worked his way up. He's an engineer for TDE. He's got credits and production credits on Kendrick Lamar's album, Schoolboy Q. Like, these are people from Connecticut, bro. Talented people from Connecticut. I didn't see his name on the list. I feel like he definitely should have been on the list. Jid on the Track. Another one that was crazy, had a crazy buzz. My man won a contest and he went on tour with Drake, Waka Flocka, Meek Mill. Like, he was killing it. He was killing it on the independent level. You know, I know he hooked up with Chris Webby as well. Like I said, I didn't see his name on the list that I saw. You know what I'm saying? My brother DJ B Davis, man. Come on, man. When it comes to radio personalities, I feel like he definitely should have been on the list, especially for a DJ as well, for his contribution that he was brought as far as bringing so much talent to the front lines and bringing so much exposure, along with my brother DJ QT that was on the list. But these two guys right here, man, they were in the streets, man. They were connecting with the artists, hip-hop artists, R&B artists. If you were an entrepreneur, if you had a brand, they were bringing you up to the radio station. They were recording the video. They were editing the video. They were promoting it. They contribute a lot, man. For a lot of artists that couldn't get on Hot 93.7, you had outlets like Titanium Radio. You know what I'm saying? You had outlets like my man Craig Ruddy up in Yukon. You know, you had numerous of outlets, man. I feel like B Davis definitely is a huge pillar. He definitely should have been on the list. My man Smooth from G's Up Entertainment. A lot of people forget, man. Smooth did a lot, man. He was one of the promoters that did a lot in the Arcadia, the Knights of Columbus, collaborating with other promoters, bringing big events, you know, bringing big artists, and also putting independent artists on the bill, giving them opportunities. Black and Rhino, man. What? I did not. Man, let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, but I did not see Black and Rhino. Black and Rhino is legends, bro. They are legends when it comes to the DJs, duo, rocking a party, breaking records. Like, yo, come on, man. I heard Sucker for the Nookie for the first time was at a party where Black and Rhino was on the set. That's why I first heard the record. They broke a lot of records in the club, man. So I feel like they definitely should have been on the list. My brother Black Ty. You know what I'm saying? My brother Black Ty, man, he's known for putting on the black parties, man. You know, the 960 parties. He did parties at Club Envy. He brought so many artists from Troy Ave, to Nino Man, to Jadakiss, Beanie Siegel. Like, these are artists. These are big promoters that brought artists, you know, to the town and put independent artists on the bill to perform and get exposure. Another one like Black, my man Chauncey. I ain't see Chauncey on there. Chauncey did a lot of big shows at the Hippodrome, the legendary Hippodrome. He's another big pillar that put on a lot of big shows. So, I mean, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot of people, man. I could go on and on. RT, I didn't see RT's name. He's a legendary engineer. He was a part of a lot of projects, a lot of artists. Been through his studios when he used to be in Newington. You know, I've been rocking with RT when he was in Newington. all the way down till he got a spot in downtown Hartford, man. So I could go on for days, man. But just my personal opinion, I feel like you can't put certain lists like this out. I mean, everybody, let me not say that. Everybody is entitled to a list, okay? I could put a list out of my top 50. You know what I'm saying? But when you're somebody of a June Archer, it's looked different. You know, it's respected, it's stamped. You know, that's like Craig G putting out a list, and he gonna forget certain artists. It's gonna be ridiculed. They gonna chew him up. That's just comes with the territory when you're a legend, when you have certain status. You know, and I've learned that. I'm not nowhere near that, but I've learned that through, you know, observing certain things that may transpire and seeing the aftermath of certain little small mistakes or certain things that people may not have considered, you know, when they put certain statements or certain pictures or certain, you know, things on the internet or to the light. So, you know, I know June's intentions, you know, were pure and genuine. I'm pretty sure, you know, the list is going to be, you know, like I said, revamped in certain names. So hopefully these names, these honorable mentions that I mentioned will be mentioned on the list. But, you know, I just wanted to, you know, just bring that to light and just voice my personal opinion, man. But big shout out to everybody that did make the list that I personally know. It's too many of y'all to name. I don't want to name names and forget, but y'all know who y'all are. I reached out to a couple of y'all and congratulated y'all. Congratulations again. You know, very well deserved, man. Everybody deserves their flowers, man. You know, a closed mouth don't get fed, man. So if you don't speak up for yourself, nobody else will, man. Let me know in the comment section, man, how y'all feel, man. Do y'all agree with me? Or y'all don't agree with me? Let me know, man. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like. Hit the share. I appreciate it, man. It's your boy, Acito. I'm out of here. Peace.